So this is a clip from a documentary called Race of Giants. We're going to look at some of the info that's discovered about giants, how it's hidden by a certain organization. But this ain't the only one that does it.
During the past few years, a huge controversy has emerged accusing the Smithsonian and a host of skeptics and archaeologists of covering up the discovery of hundreds of giant skeletons from Native American Indian mounds. Jim Ferreira is one of the key people who began uncovering hundreds of newspaper accounts of giant skeletons. To date, Ferreira has pulled together about 1,500 accounts from newspapers and books published in the 1800s and early 1900s. One intriguing set of giant skeleton reports he found factual was the Arkansas Chickasaw Mound reports of many large skeletons found at the site. Many skeletons ranging from 8 to 9 feet in length had been found there. As late as 1976, a 7-foot-tall skeleton was found at the site. For the Smithsonian to have found skeletons that were 7 feet tall by chance alone is improbable. The height of many of the individuals entombed in ancient American mounds was far taller than the general populace, far beyond what could be explained by simple chance. Why would the Smithsonian cover up such a find? Skeptics have related that the disorder of giantism probably was the cause of many reports, but they actually cite no evidence for this assertion. It is a weak attempt to explain away and dismiss the issue. Giantism is exceedingly rare, so rare there is no actual evidential statistics for it. America has less than 100 cases of giantism recorded in its history. In fact, the overwhelming vast majority of tall people today whose reaching or approaching 7 feet do not have the disorder of giantism. The actual percentage of modern humans who reach 7 feet in height is 0.00007%. In the ancient world of America's mound builders, the percentage of the population that reached 7 feet in height would have been much lower. Skeptics claim that freezing and thawing make skeletons so big they might look like a giant. It was found to be completely wrong and baseless. Modern paleopathology texts and sources relate that buried bones that freeze can shatter, and most buried bones actually lose mass. They get smaller. There are also a host of Native American legends that were reported to ethnologists detailing a race of giants who invaded the regions where mounds were found. These giants became the leaders and priests of the tribes. Over time, these ruling people, chosen through heredity, became corrupted and were exterminated. You may be surprised at the number of giant skeletons that have been uncovered throughout modern history. There is a number of discoveries that didn't make it to mainstream historical knowledge. Large bones in stone graves in Williamson County and White County, Tennessee, were discovered in the 1800s. The average stature of these giants was 7 feet tall. Giant skeletons were found in the mid-1800s in New York State near Rutland and Rodman. In 1833, soldiers digging at Lompoc Ranchero, California, discovered a male skeleton 12 feet tall. The skeleton was surrounded by caved shells, stone axes, and other artifacts. The skeleton had double rows of upper and lower teeth. Unfortunately, this body was secretly buried because the local Indians became upset about the remains. A giant skull and vertebra were found in Wisconsin and Kansas City as well. A giant found off the California coast on Santa Rosa Island in the 1800s was distinguished by its double row of teeth, common among giant skeleton finds. A 9-foot 8-inch skeleton was excavated from a mound near Brewersville, Indiana, in 1879. Skeletons said to be of enormous dimensions were found in mounds near Zanesville, Ohio, and Warren, Minnesota in the 1800s. In Clearwater, Minnesota, the skeletons of 7 giants were found in mounds. These had receding foreheads and complete double dentation, 2 rows of teeth. At La Crescent, Minnesota, mounds were found to contain giant bones. 5 miles north in Dreschbach, the bones of people over 8 feet tall were found.